Good morning, everyone. So today is day one of the 5-day survival challenge where I'm going into the woods. I'm not taking any food with me, just some black coffee and some spices. And we'll be doing all of our hunting and foraging out there for 5 days, living off the land. Normally we would first set up shelter and then look for a water source, but I have shelter and I know where there's a water source. So this is mostly the biggest challenge of this is going to be finding food, hunting, and trapping. But we'll get started on it, and we'll head out. Hopefully we can get a grouse, and later on in the day some squirrels, and get some food in my belly. So let's get started, guys. There was a tiny little beaver just sitting right there. He just dove down before I got the camera on. I just flushed a grouse, so I'm gonna go see if I can see where he went. Probably went in the tree, but he went to this lane here, so he could be long gone. He could have went way out that way. He flushed from across the road, headed out, went that way. We'll take a look up in the trees anyways. Oh, I just heard him. This one's on edge. He just took flight again. He was over this way. And I just heard him flutter that all the way that way. Sometimes you get them there. They just sit there. And other times they're so on edge. He must have came, turned into here, and they just took off. Oh, I got dinner. Well, guys, not sure what happened. My GoPro cut out on me, but here's a squirrel. I think I'm having issues with my SD card. It's done that a couple times now. So I'm going to switch out SD cards, but sorry you missed it, but I got a squirrel. He ran right out in front of the side-by-side. Didn't even have to work for this one. Well, he's going into the stew as well. getting some rocks for a to make a fire pit, and I'll get some sand as well. Something you want to take in consideration when you're getting rocks is try not to get the ones that are too porous. You'll see how this one has a lot of holes in it, and down by a river like this is a perfect place to get rocks, but you want to be away from the water. The water's been down for a while, the levels have been dropped. They only come up this way during like the flood season. The reason for that is these porous rocks, water will get trapped inside of them sometimes in little pockets. So when you start a fire and the rocks are in line your fire, they'll actually heat up, and then the water will vaporize into steam, build up pressure, and the rocks can actually explode. So just a little tip for you, because people have been injured just sitting peacefully around a fireplace and one of the rocks just explode, piece of shrapnel in the eye or something. So just something you want to consider. One like this, very porous, lots of holes in it, no good for a fire pit. That's interesting. It's a quartz with a bunch of iron oxides in it. Neat. And it's all throughout. Makes you wonder how that was formed. I mean, there's smart people who know how it's formed, but I'm not one of them. Just reusable bags, just for whatever I need it for. Gonna come in handy here. I'm actually gonna take some of the sand. There's also down by the river here for the fire pit, just to put it in the bottom. You gotta be really careful when you're doing outdoor fires and stuff, especially in areas like in the woods and stuff like that, because you could have peat moss on the ground, and the fire could actually burn the peat moss, and it burns like coal, right? And it can actually leave the fire pit area, burn under the ground, away from it, and then poke up elsewhere and then ignite. And it could take, you know, hours, even a day, for it to actually burn through. It depends obviously how dry the ground is, and the ground's not that dry right now, but I don't want to take any chances. So I mean, just a little bit of sand will help keep that that separation between the peat moss and the flames. A few good ones falling off. Not the biggest, but it's food. They're actually not too bad for being on the ground. A few holes in them. Probably worms in it, but that was no good. Just extra protein, that's all that is. Not the best apples, but they are a lot of rotten holes in them, but we'll cut that out, no big deal. Nope. So all my cooking's gonna be done down there, obviously. But I'm gonna put my water supply up here. I'm getting this real sweet berry smell every now and then. Yeah. Cut that on an angle, so if it goes to the bottom, it doesn't choke itself off. That should work fine. Now we have gravity-fed, siphoned water. I'm gonna kink that off. Put the plunger in. Make sure it's not leaking. Ugh. I think I jammed in there too hard. This will be good too, because now I can actually just spray it right into the fire pit if I need to. Oh, that's good. I haven't really eaten it all today. It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, but I got to get this set up. Luckily, I found some apples, as you seen earlier, and it's one nice thing about New Brunswick. There's 200 hectares of apple orchards in just this province, and because of that, there's a lot of random wild apple trees. Everything from crab apples to Macintosh to Granny Smith. I haven't come across any Granny Smith ones, but yeah, you just see these little apple trees here and there, usually near a clearing, but more meat on a squirrel than people would think. Really good eating too. It's funny not more people are into it. I waited too long to pluck the grouse, so it was a little harder. I find it's easier to pluck them when they're warm. Other people think it's the opposite, but I usually have better result when they're warm. I also, this is the grouse heart. I eat the grouse heart. And the gizzard. So this is the gizzard. There's a membrane. You slice this right open. Cut her down in the center. When you open this up, it's packed full of what they've been eating. Look. Just eating. What is that? Probably pine? Long pine needles. Yeah. And rocks. This thing works like an agitated washing machine. They eat rocks in the mornings and in the evenings. And then this works like their teeth. These are two muscles. Go back and forth like that. And those rocks grind up the food so they can digest it. I'll eat that as well. This membrane here peels right off. That's tough. Get rid of that. The whole thing is tough, but you get rid of that. This is good. Let's go wash it up. And I'll dump this water away from the campsite. These are handy little things. It's just, that's your flint and striker on a necklace. This particular brand name is Piskok, P-S-K-O-K. I don't know. Got it on Amazon, 11 bucks. Worth it. I always have a way to start a fire on you. So. You guys okay in there? I'm coming. You okay? You get a little smudge on you. Good as new. There we go. Now I'm going to get some rope. I'm going to rope off here just in case when I'm getting out. Just take a whiz in the middle of the night or something. Alright. This is an underquilt, in case you're unaware. And this is great for in colder weather because it sits below you, sags off you, so you don't lose a lot of the thermal properties by compressing it. It just hangs underneath. So it is October. The nights get cold. I don't feel like being cold. gonna be hard to set that up with you guys up here, so I don't want to knock you off again. So I'm gonna go ahead and set this up and just show you after. The sand from earlier, this pot I haven't used in a long time. It's an aluminum pot. And there's something red in there. It looks like I might have spilled paint or something, but not a much. It's just a little bit. So I'm just gonna scrub that off. It's not really paint. It almost looks like stained, like Kool-Aid. But anyways, I used a little bit of sand and I'll just scrub it away. Oh yeah, it's coming off easy. I don't know if you can see it. It's like a little pink tinge on the side. So, and then I'll fill this up with some water, throw some spices in there, and then in go the squirrel meat. I got the grouse mostly cooked over an open flame, but I think I might go ahead and stew it. I think I'm gonna end up stewing the carcass anyways. So this is the grouse, but mostly cooked through. Oh, it's actually cooked nicely right there. Oh, it smells good. But I'm gonna stew the whole thing. Oh yeah, it's fully cooked. Oh, it's good. Throw it all in. I'll put it down a little lower, just so it's kind of sitting on it. Go back up higher. There. This is supposed to be 550 paracord. I bought it at Princess Auto, but we're going to see now if it actually is. It's real 550 paracord. Let's find out. Got the grouse and squirrel stew on. Oh, a bench swing. Some firewood for tonight. And then we'll go check out the loft. I got the hammock set up with the underquilt, and I got the tarp put up there. Not too shabby. Everything's out of the weather in case it rains. And that's what it looks like from down here. Couple squirrel eggs. Oh, the grouse is just falling right apart. Nice. Nice. Some Tim Hortons. I know there's some coffee purists out there to cuss at me right now, but I like it. Heard something crashing through the trees there earlier. Could be a moose, could be a deer, could be a bear. Big chunk of breast meat from the grouse. You'd be surprised how much meat is actually on a grouse leg. And tomorrow I'll have to set something up so I got a little bit better of a table. I encourage people to get out and do this kind of stuff. It's good for the soul, especially in today's day and age. I think I'm going to call it a night. It's just after 8 o'clock, but it's been a long day. There was a lot of work that needed to be done around here and running around. And I didn't eat much, so I'm tired. This is the first bit I eat today, besides a little bit of apple before. So I'm just going to finish my broth and my coffee, climb into the hammock, and go to sleep. I appreciate you guys for coming along. And please like, share, and subscribe. And if you don't like it, leave a comment down below and why, and so I can improve. Appreciate it, guys. Thanks again.